Leicester City's second pre-season game of the summer sees them arrive here at Sixfields to take on Northampton Town, the Cobblers, fresh from their promotion to League One. The big kick-off of both of these sides is just 3 weeks away. So for new boss Enzo Maresca, it's a big chance to run the rule over his new squad in front of around 3,500 City supporters who have made that relatively short trip down the N1. Mention that Maresca's starting 11 includes all three of the Foxes' summer arrivals: Connor Cody, Harry Winks, and as of yesterday, Callum Doyle, who out fast, returning late after international duty with Belgium. He's back in, he starts for Northampton Town. 3 summer recruits, 2 permanents. One of those involved today, that's the big defender Patrick Brough, who's arrived from Barrow. And they've also got striker Kieran Bowie. He's rejoined on loan from Fulham after a successful spell here and been part of that promotion. In terms of opposition, Matt, what are we expecting from Northampton today? Looks very old school, shall we say. 4-4-2. Enzo Maresca predicting, I think, pre-match it would be quite a physical kind of Route 1 kind of game. Yeah,
you would predict it that way. I know perhaps a little bit simplistic to do so, but I mean, you look at them physically, they're quite imposing, aren't they? Northampton there, as the teams walk past each other, shaking hands. Big, strong, strapping, abrasive looking, even in the warm-up and prior to the game. They look like they've got a little bit of attitude, good spirit, which will have been developed on the back of last season. As you said, not too many changes within the squad, so they'll be up for it today, won't they? They'll be looking at it thinking, right, Leicester just got relegated, yeah. Are they going to be there? And it sounds a bit extreme, but there for the taking with this opportunity, albeit just a pre-season game. Lower league players, they get themselves fired up for these games. It's an opportunity to play against, in brackets, players of a higher level. And they're going to showcase themselves individually and collectively. Leicester will need to be up for it, especially with the conditions. It's not going to be a stroll in the park, certainly not the early stages.
We were talking pre-match about what the formation will look like, and from a Leicester point of view, looks like a back four with Callum Doyle at left back. But as we kind of heard after the reports from the game against Peterborough at the training ground during the week, it did see the right back Ricardo and James Justin in the second half moving into midfield positions, and that will see Callum Doyle move across to almost form a back three when Leicester have possession once again.
Well, you say gradually, he's only 19, John, yeah?
Yeah.
So, it hasn't taken him that long, I suppose, but I get your drift. He's played at different stages, hasn't he? But Leicester, well, fast on that occasion, trying to play the long ball again. He's gone directly out of play. Conditions.
On the march cross, Fass had slipped with the attentions of Pere, and then it was flicked away by Ricardo for another Northampton corner.
Yeah, it was a good ball, wasn't it? A good delivery, trajectory, pace, had everything on it. 3 players around him from all angles. He was totally aware where they were. The touch was exquisite again, as it is there. A little give and go with Ricardo in the middle of the park. Leicester on the break. Can they keep the momentum with this attack?
It's Pratt to Castagna. It's a ball curled into Vardy. Holds off his man before looking for Mady Vajua, drifting in from the left. It was Winks. It's back to Mady Vajua. Callum Doyle joining the attack. It's a beautiful ball, swinging and curling towards Castagna. Leicester's first corner.
A couple of opportunities there for Leicester. They did keep that momentum after the 1-2 with Winks and Pereira. Pratt plays it out wide, and the ball's put in. Vardy it was who made the run in behind. He dinked it across, and it came out to Winks. The shout was to shoot. It was certainly on.
Coaching-wise, Maresca spent time at West Ham under Manuel Pellegrini before he joined Manchester City 23s, and that's a great ball. And Vardy nearly taking the ball in his stride. Dyche just did enough, but here's Vardy again. Still the threat remains for Leicester. Here's Pratt.
Pratt it was with the pass. He has that in his armoury.
Ricardo Tried a delicate pull back towards Castagna. It's come back to the Portuguese. Vardy, the only man in the middle. Still Ricardo, got it through the legs of one defender but not the other. And there's Dewsbury Hall. And those are the Leicester fans rising to celebrate a goal. And it comes from one of their own, Keenan Dewsbury Hall. Patient build-up down the right. Ricardo constantly involved. The first cross was blocked. It came back to him. He chipped it up. And Dewsbury Hall from close range, popping the header into the bottom corner of the goal in front of a jubilant Blue Army.
Well, the pressure was mounting, wasn't it, a little bit? Leicester forcing the issue, just increasing the ante a little bit, but Leicester pretty much dominant in possession the majority of the time. But the encouraging thing for me, as much as anything there, was the amount of bodies forward in the box. There was numerous options.
I know it's the old joke, but it's a proud day for the Trialist family. Corner swinging to the far post. Here he is. Shall we just call him E? Does that work better than Trialist E? He wears 45. He's nameless, but he's looking to impress and trying to grab a contract as the header comes in.
Do you think he's a relative of the Knights that say knee? Have you seen that film?
You're showing your age now, but yeah, I know what you mean. I think my dad told me about it.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail, for those of you who don't know.
Now it's Lintott, and he's supported on this near side by Hondermark, and that'll be another Northampton corner.
Sean Dyche played for Northampton as well. Or am I just imagining that?
I always remember him at Chesterfield, but
yeah,
he was Kettering born, wasn't he? In kind of these part of the world.
Yeah.
Final 10 minutes of normal time. This first half. Keenan Dewsbury Hall with the goal. If you're joining us slightly later from a Saturday afternoon out. Soon Saturdays will be filled with football once again, as Stolarczyk and Cody both went for the ball that's still bobbling around, and Stolarczyk taking control of the situation. Connor Cody just rubbing his head, and
he's too happy. I mean, the keeper, there must have been a little bit of a shout, seemed too late, solid, physical, and that's going to be the case on a number of occasions, even in the Championship. It's an edge that Leicester need to bring to their game.
Good first time ball by Manny Vidua to Vardy, who shoots wide. He was caught late as well by the Northampton defender, sliding in, but he's quickly, acrobatically bounced back to his feet. Brilliant first time ball by the youngster Manny Vidua.
Yeah, good awareness by Manny Vidua. I think his best bit of play in the game, that's what he's capable of, you know, flashes of excellence there.
Christiansen over the top, Dewsbury Hall, he's got the goal. Can he maybe assist with the second? 2 and now 3 to pull it back to. He's still going. Burge got a touch, but Vardy, his shot blocked. Dennis Pratt straight at Burge. Well, some real excitement early in this second half, and Dewsbury Hall driving forward, and it came to Vardy. We thought the net would bulge, and then Burge quickly on his feet and in the right place to make the stop from Pratt.
Yeah, good timing, good cooperation with his teammates as well. Manny Vidua, you know, recognising that if he came short, he'd create the space for Dewsbury Hall in behind. I think the space was inviting the pass into that channel. Dewsbury Hall just striding away.
It looks like a queue for 2 buses, the way the players have just lined up on the side of the pitch. Good luck, everybody. Here we go.
It's quite a show of strength, though, isn't it? From Leicester's point of view. I mean, Northampton looking across going, that's a Championship team. Basically, 9 changes are they making, it looks like.
Fast, Cody, Castagna, Ricardo, Pratt, Winks, Vardy, Dewsbury Hall, Manny Vidua going off, Chowdhury, Vestergaard and Didi, James Justin, Patson Daka, Mark Albrighton, Casey McAteer. I think I've grasped everybody there.
Suter looks a couple of inches taller or so on him, not as heavily built, but
corner is dealt with without Suter or Vestergaard getting involved. It's the
they should be menacing, John, put it that way. If they're not, questions need to be asked.
McAteer, he's wriggled free, And he set one up for Suter where you thought the height would be the advantage. Maybe he almost rose too soon for that one. And the header has dropped over the bar.
He's got a little bit McAteer, hasn't he? I've seen him in the 23s. Seen him play the first team down at Gillingham. I thought he performed pretty well. He's got a confidence about him. He doesn't look overawed. You know, he looks like he thinks he's at home in this sort of company.
Made his Leicester debut early last season in the Carabao Cup, drawn at Stockport, became the penalty hero. Went on to make 12 Premier League appearances towards the end of the campaign. Daka's backheel to McAtee, a lovely ball to Iheanacho, and then it's Ndidi and it's wide. Northampton cut apart down the Leicester left, and when it came back to Ndidi, not renowned for his goals, as he swung his left boot at the ball, and it's a shot that goes wide.
For how long for and at what intensity, and
especially for a new manager still getting to know these players, and you may have seen a difference from training to what he's seen in the game. And Ndidi again, it's a trademark down that right side, and this time he set one up towards McAteer. Good defending on the far post by Peter Abimbola. Here's a chance for Christiansen. Abimbola there again, and then it's James Justin into the ground and tipped over the bar by the youngster James Dadge. Leicester so close to a second goal.
Well, you wouldn't be surprised if it was to a rise, wasn't it? But indeed, again, I mean, we talked about Dewsbury Hall in the first part of this second half being a main feature. So is Wilfred Ndidi on the opposite side, on that diagonal forward running. Understandably, it's just petering out a touch, but still work to be done. Stay mentally focused.
A few Leicester supporters leaving early and heading up the giant hill behind that goal to the left, which the shot comes in on. Well, it was Trilis P looking to stand out with the free kick that was touched around the post by Daniel Everson. I think he's questioning the wall a little bit there, but he was on hand to make an acrobatic save.
It was a hell of a strike, wasn't it? He runs a bit like you, doesn't he? 42. He's got the same silly little quip as well.
I think when you've seen me running.
Away from the bar.
And there is full time. Not before time, before Matt continues. Leicester win it then by a goal to 0. The goal coming in the first half with Kieran Dewsbury Hall's header. 27 minutes in. Another workout for Enzo Maresca and his new side. In the second half, Leicester certainly threatened the goal, but just couldn't quite find a second. Vardy and Pratt and Ndidi, Daka all coming close, and then we saw the young goalkeeping substitute James Dadge making a very important save to deny James Justin. The Leicester City fans starting to depart, but they will applaud off their players before doing so.